All right. Yo, what up? Welcome to the DownBlock podcast with Daniel and Jacob. Uh, we have Wayne on here, and would you like to introduce yourself?
What's the deal, man? It's Seth. Everybody calls me Seth. SEF. That's not Seth on IG.
All right, cool. All right, cool. And today, well, what we usually do is because we do this every Friday, so we ask like how their week's been going and all that shit. How's your week been?
It's been good, man. I'm such a busy mess that I just been ignoring everybody's calls and just trying to ground myself, man. But it's been busy, bro. Just staying busy.
Yeah, I feel
Pretty.
that. That's cool.
How about you, Wayne?
Yeah.
What was up?
Wayne?
Oh, yeah, but alright, bro. Ain't nothing been happening. I've just been working out. That's it.
Okay.
Same thing, just working out. That's all I've been doing. How about you, Jacob?
Same thing, been working out. That's all I've been doing. No.
What a week, guys.
Yeah, what a week! Oh, Willie God.
No, I've been I was doing a bit of music shit for the band and then just for extra shit. And like
What kind of band are you playing, by the way? My fault. Didn't mean to cut you off.
it's like I don't it's kind of cool because we all come from like different sort of backgrounds in a way, so we all like different shit. So in a
Right.
way, I guess it's more like alternative in a way. I don't know, but we're making some cool shit so far. Yeah, but yeah,
I'm starting- Go ahead.
no, you continue.
No, I was just saying I'm starting a little band with my cousin too right now.
That's cool.
A little screamo band.
We're just practicing a bit, trying to make some shit, and we got something down, fucking little chord progression and everything. It's too fucking early. Not really, but yeah, we just did that, and then fucking that's about it, really, for the week.
So, what instrument do you play, or what do you in the band?
I'm despite my voice crack, I'm the vocalist and the fucking bassist.
Dope.
No, I could
Oh, yeah.
kind of do it all in a way. Yeah. Right, yeah, I never really fucking like asked shit about, whatever like you're doing. Like, how'd you get into all the engineering and whatnot?
So I started off rapping, bro. I was really rapping and shit. Like I used to rap over like fucking Mobb Deep and fucking digging in the crates and shit like that. And then I started getting into like Currency and like Mac Miller and all that shit, and kind of just molded my sound. I started producing, so that I didn't have to fucking get those YouTube beats anymore, and I wanted to make original shit. And then my beats and my mixes on my fucking songs sounded shitty, so I became a recording engineer. That way I could make my songs sound a lot better. And then I kind of just dealt with a lot of problems, like trying to rap. Like nobody really like gave me the, like, I don't know. I felt like a lot of the homies around me were getting a lot more props because of not even their talent, but just other shit.
Yeah.
They were marketable or they were whatever the fuck. So I just kind of gave up on rap. I still kind of do it, but not for nobody but myself. And then I just, yeah, so I started making beats, and then I just, started mixing. I met a dude that taught me how to use Pro Tools, and I still work with him to this day and shit.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's kind of where it all came from, man. Just like trying to kind of be like a one-man team in a sense, And all the fools I used to rap with, like I don't talk to really none of them no more. Like it all kind of got salty, went down south, and then yeah, But I kind of started doing my own shit because I was making money. I was the first one to really take it serious. Everybody else was fucking around, drinking, smoking, hanging out in the garage, rapping.
Yeah,
and I was over,
Yeah, that was a little bit what we were going through. Like, especially during those times. I think the last session that we all actually had together was like the just fucking around and shit, but like still trying to get shit done. So there has to be like a nice balance between it, because you don't want to be just super serious and it's like, oh, what the fuck, But at the same time, you just got to get shit done at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think there's got to be a good balance, because obviously we're all creatives and there's a little bit of chaos in that, which is a part of the art. But at the same time, we need to be organized. I feel like right now the problem is people are just very lucky because when I grew up, it was barely starting to get easy to record. Like you still had to pay like anywhere from 50 to $100 an hour to record. Like now you could just go to your homie's house and record in his closet or whatever. And
Yeah.
before it was like you really were in the studio. Like 15, I probably started like 12 years ago engineering. So before that, I was rapping. So like 15 years ago, I was still in high school, mind you, but to pay for a studio session, it was a lot. And then when you went to the studio, there was no like laptop with a little interface. Like
Mm.
everything was like each piece of equipment was like a couple $100,000. So like, you know what I mean? People were
Yeah.
really spending like all their fucking money on this shit, and it wasn't cheap. So right now, I just feel like people are very, very blessed and fortunate to have a situation where you could kind of make music with like no resources. Damn near all you need is a laptop, and you can get a laptop for like $100 on offer for less. You know, so
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah,
In a way, yeah, it does kind of suck for like, I guess that's the whole thing with like people who actually have, talent and whatnot.
yeah,
Like I think our whole thing right here, like us guys, like I think I think we can make it, but it's just sometimes I see a lot of other people like those little guys that are blowing up and shit, and I'm like, how the fuck, you know? But I mean, guess it's just how shit works, and I guess it also depends on the context and everything you got. And if that
right,
one day they're just feeling that song, you know, that
yeah,
it's all depending on that little bit of emotion and feeling into anything, which
exactly.
I don't know, but yeah,
But no, to this day, there's people that make it and still have no grasp of the actual artistry of it. You know,
yeah,
they just kind of
exactly,
follow rapper's formula. They're like, okay, bro, I'm gonna get these tats, I'm gonna get this chain, I'm gonna rap about the shit everybody else raps about, and I'm gonna blow up. And that's like a lot of rappers. Like that's at least half. At least half. I know, man. There's way more than that now because
yeah,
you see some actual artists that are talented kind of be more discouraged, damn near even because you can't just be a good artist. You have to be good. You have to have a good grasp of like marketing. You have to have some sort of image as an artist, and it
you
doesn't
know,
have to be
Good following.
it doesn't have to be polished in a sense, but what or it does. It doesn't have to be. There's no one way. Like now, it doesn't matter as long as it's presented right.
yeah,
Because before the labels, they would develop you. They would fucking run you through the fucking machine, and you would come out the other side a different thing. But now they won't fuck with you unless you're already kind of doing your own shit and functioning and kind of already
mm,
have no. They don't want
Yeah.
to build artists up. You know?
yeah. Now they're just kind of feeding into everything now, especially with all the with all the people having trouble with their labels in general. So they're trying to like make it like that too, anyways, which
But
sucks.
somebody said something really wise. I don't know if it was Freddie Gibbs or one of these artists. He was like, "Listen, even if I just sold 20,000 copies on the first week or whatever the fuck, I'm completely independent. So that 20,000 is going to go directly to me as opposed to a million copies sold or whatever the fuck. I know that's not realistic,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
then you only get your little 13% or whatever the fuck it may be, you know, because realistically you don't own your music. They take your shit, which is the most valuable thing, you know. That's what we make our money on.
mm,
So
Yeah.
it's just kind of sad to see, but just I just tell people like thug it out. Like if you got like shop your shit so that you can get the attention from these people sometimes, but then you don't always want to pull the trigger. Like unless it's like there's a lot of people that go through specific platforms like Empire, or, like these are labels in a
yeah,
sense, or like, but they're not really labels. Like what you're signing is to like a publishing deal, a distribution deal, something like that, where they take a percentage and then they help you put it out into the world properly. Because that's the one thing is like people don't think about. In a sense, you could even navigate through these networks on your own and shit.
yeah,
Like if you have a little bit of money, if you work hard and shit, and you have money and you save up. I've seen people get billboards and fucking bus benches and liquor store ads on their own without the label, and that's some of the shit that the label does that us as artists and
mm,
creators don't think about or do because that's how. Like if somebody sees you, they're walking to the liquor store and they see you on a bus stop, and then they hear you on the radio. Maybe not like Power 106, but even if it's KCRW or something like that, they hear you on the radio, and
yeah,
then they see
Yeah.
you on like this YouTube channel, and they're like, "Damn, this motherfucker's getting around right now." Like that's kind of what you need to do, you know? It's just,
Yeah.
people don't think about that
yeah.
shit,
They see some type of buzz in a way, they just kind of gravitate towards it.
and they think it's like, "Yo, we're just gonna go viral, or we're gonna do something that's so odd that it's different that people are gonna gravitate towards it."
Yeah,
There's no artists that do pop like that, but then there's people who are just doing weird shit to get attention, and
Yeah.
it's like whether it be in their music or outside of their music, like in their personality and shit. So
I feel
you
you,
see a
man.
lot of gimmicky shit, like people trying to stand out, for no like with shit that isn't their music.
Yeah, in a way, it's I mean, not to like defend them in a way or justify, what they're doing, but like in a way, everything's so hard because there's so many people doing this shit anyway. So you kind of have to find your individual
Yeah,
personality and express it. But sometimes people show it too much and or show
yeah.
like what they shouldn't be showing, and yeah, I think that's a lot of what it is.
And mind you, like there's nothing wrong with it because at a certain sense, it becomes almost like performance art. Some of these people are like acting,
Yeah,
like really, like their whole day, their whole life is kind of like changed and transformed when they put on this character. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of artists are. Like we don't think about somebody like a Prodigy from Mobb Deep, like he has this rap personality, but he still has a mom. Like, well, he's
Yeah.
obviously he's dead now, but he still has his like regular family shit. Like he'll go to family parties and hang with his cousins and be with his mom. Like people forget to like we separate that too much and shit, which is cool. It's a part of this whole shit, but yeah, man, like you just see more and more of that complete separation of yourself from like your like your artist image.
you get too consumed in the art rather than actually find yourself. That's just a
Yeah,
lot of shit in life in general.
I mean, yeah, it's okay to have kind of both separate in a sense. I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely have more of that, like people taking on an image and then becoming that image. But maybe not necessarily. Even some like a, I hate to even bring this dude's. I'm gonna just say Daniel because I don't want to say his rap name, but that kid that everybody talks about.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. That's kind of what I talk about. Like people see him and his success, and they're like, "Wow, I could do that." I can go and because he literally did that consciously. Like, yo, I'm gonna go
yeah,
get cats. I'm gonna go look ridiculous and do all this shit that's gonna make me go
hmm
viral. That's kind of what like I've been in the studios for years now, so I see people and their demeanor change. Like especially now, people are like, yeah, man. Next week, I'm waiting to get my change so I could drop all this music and shit because right now I don't really look like a rapper and shit like that.
yeah, I feel that.
Fuck, like yo,
That's why a lot of this shit, like I'm pretty sure all of us too. Like how Daniel's making a passion project. How that's more of like for yourself in a way.
oh
But
yeah.
like
Well, I think I kind of canceled that honestly. Like I was gonna do it, but then like I don't know.
oh, I mean you should
Yeah.
still do it. I think you should.
Yeah,
It's for
I feel like if
yourself.
I can, like if I still make stuff, yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it still is a passion project. It just something's gonna take a lot more time than I thought. But yeah,
Yeah, because bringing that up in the example of just like how we like I guess I do shit, he does shit like that. Like I write from the actual heart. Then I think a lot of what me and Wayne were doing back then before it was like part heart, part of the art, and it was just like getting too consumed in it and just like dumbing down my shit and whatnot.
like
And
trying to
that
be like
yeah,
following formulas.
yeah, in a way, but like and then this other part of me was trying to keep a hold of myself. And so that's where I found that little balance, but I was just like I can't do that shit. And so I took that big ass break and then figured out a lot of shit and figured out what I truly wanted to do. And like now, especially perfecting craft wise, is just writing more from the heart and making shit from feeling and how I feel. Of course, I think like I guess like production wise and whatnot on how the listener would hear it.
But
But for the most part, it's coming from just straight in there in the heart.
yeah,
yeah, exactly. Same here. Like when I create now, it's the same. Like I don't even make beats like that no more. And if I do, it's because I get that feeling too. I don't ever force myself to make beats or feel like I have to get beats because I have a quota to meet or to get beats to rappers. Like I'm over that. Like I just I don't feel that way. I feel more. I just feel more rewarded when I help produce a record in a sense instead of making the beat.
yeah,
I
like
get you.
actually helping a fucking rapper or a singer kind of like perfect and hone in their fucking craft
Oh,
to
was
the
that
best.
a? Sorry to interrupt, but was that another big thing that kind of bolstered you into becoming an engineer?
For sure, I feel like from the top, I was always kind of like leading and shit. Um, Even though maybe they might not have felt that way, because I never was like the actual face or leader of anything. Like I've been in crews and shit, but I always end up like kind of being on my own because it never works out. Like I feel like I want to guide and help, but everybody's kind of going in all these different directions. So I just step away from situations like that. I
Mm-hmm.
like to, like I don't know. I just feel like most crews, you see a lot of like hate within groups. Like the same people hang out with each other, be the ones that talk shit about each other, and I wasn't really about any of that.
Yeah.
And like organizing and doing stuff, but I just knew eventually that shit would derail and it wouldn't work out because it was just a lot of fake bullshit going on. And not just like
Mm-hmm.
in my OG circle, but just in general growing up. Like every group I've ever been involved with has fallen apart because of, I don't know, a lot of shit. A lot of times it's personal, but I felt like I've always operated better on my own.
I feel you.
And damn, see, I lost track of the question. What was the question? Uh, I was going to it, and then I just forgot. So I looked at the
how
tree.
did how did fuck
Oh, that's right.
yeah, how did that shit
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So I always was like trying to pick the beats, or like, yo, let's go record, like set the sessions up, or like,
yeah,
oh, I would pay for sessions or do whatever I had to do. So like, I always felt like I had that kind of like leadership shit in me. I just never like knew where to go with it, or I
no,
never like people never trusted me. Like now, when people come, they know like I guess the quality of work speaks for itself. So when they fuck with me, like people are like, "Yo, let me get your number. We're gonna keep fucking with you because of more than just like how shit sounds, but how I act."
yeah,
Um, I've been in so many situations that I know to not do certain things. Like I've been scolded plenty of times by people that I admire. So I got to be, like a little. There's certain ways you got to maneuver. Like if you're a fucking
yeah,
new engineer, a new producer, and or an engineer that makes beats, whatever, and you're in a room with a big artist and you've been wanting to meet them, you kind of got to like hold some of that in, like you got to be professional in a sense. Um,
yeah,
it all starts with relationships. You can't just go from like, hey, I'm Seth to here's a USB with some beats in it. Even though, trust me, like there's a lot of people who make it that way and all that, but in a sense, if you're attached to something like you're working for a big studio, you have to take that into consideration because
the name in a way.
you are representing their name,
Yeah,
but you're just thinking about yourself and your game.
yeah,
You got to consider that if you're working in this space, it's more valuable to kind of hold a space of power, a space of influence, or even be in a place where you can have some sort of influence in the long run, as opposed to this short kind of gratification, because that's how
yeah,
interns and people get cut quick. Like,
yeah,
I saw actually Kenny Beats and Alex Toomey talking about this shit where I feel like am I the only one that feels this way? I see a lot of shit like engineers themselves don't take into account like hygiene,
mm,
uh, even just open communication, honesty. I see a lot of engineers gaslight and almost kind of lie and try to be dishonest with artists about certain things.
yeah,
Uh, and every time I come to a situation, I'm very honest. Like if somebody gave me an EDM record and I'm not necessarily used to doing this shit, I try to tell them like, yo, I'm not really versed in this shit, in this
mm,
style of music, but I can maybe link you with somebody who's better, or we can work together on the record or whatever. Like I try to be very open and shit. Um, and there's just a lot of shit I see, man. And that goes back to the whole like convenience thing. Now anybody could be an engineer. So you do have people who just push buttons, and then you have people like me who've been doing this for 12, 13 years and really dedicated all their fucking life to this shit. Like lost fucking countless relationships, friendships. Like I really just be so focused on this that this is all I
mm.
want to do.
That's
Um,
fucking. That's
and you don't see that as much. You see a lot of people who just kind of do it so that they can make money, or do it so that they can record their homies, and sometimes it starts that way and then it develops into this. So I don't judge people. I'm not like no
yeah,
loser, poser, beginner. I hate that. Like I actually try to nurture, but you can tell the difference. Some people have been doing this 15 years and still are just doing it to make money. Still
yeah,
haven't progressed. Still haven't like really invested and put money back. Like still recording on $100 mic or whatever
yeah,
the fuck. Not with that, but I'm saying like if you really do this, like you're a race car driver and you're driving the same shitty fucking car
yeah,
and wondering not why you're not winning races. You know what I mean? Maybe you should upgrade it, man. Shit like that.
yeah.
Don't think about it.
I feel that a lot. Yeah, a lot of investing and spending a lot of money into different shit because it's mainly like into yourself, which is a big thing. Into yourself,
Yeah.
because people think of the outer. I mean, because I'm more of a like like if I ever had that sort of like influence on people and shit like that, I would use it to like, you know, help out communities and whatnot and just you know, a lot of shit like that. But at the end of the day, I would of course, you know, do me. But it's no intended for no intentions for you know, like in the bad
Right.
way or anything. But I don't know, the whole shit's all fucked up, like what's going on now. But I feel like everything is going to a everything took like a everything went to a stop, and everything's slowly going downwards
Yeah.
into actually focusing on yourself in a way. I don't
And
see that shit that much anymore.
but you know what though? I do see a big shift in music. A lot of shift towards actual talent. Kind of like there's a lot of artists that are getting signed that are actually very musically inclined.
Mm.
You see artists like No Name, Anderson .Paak,
Oh
um,
yeah,
with kind of like these big platforms that are actually speaking about things that are very true to them and true to a lot of people. So like it's relatable, but it's like it's so real. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
it just seems so. I don't know. Like even me, like when I write music, it has to be about relatable shit. I can never rap about nothing that I've never done or shit that I don't know.
yeah,
So like artists like that, I really just love it. And they're talented and they're, you know, like somebody like Anderson .Paak, like I'd be disappointed if he didn't get fucking signed or didn't get some sort of big
mm.
platform to fucking
Yeah.
broadcast his shit onto because dog, he's so good at everything. What the
Yeah.
fuck, you know?
And
So yeah, there's a lot of people out there.
there's so
Shout
many.
out. Uh,
Oh no, I continue. You continue.
or even now, like having like a this has always been around, obviously, but now having like an underground platform that can profit the way that a mainstream platform can. Somebody like Smino and you know
Yeah,
like artists like that that actually have a huge following and maybe they do have a record deal, but you know it's catered to like a different. It's I don't know. You just I don't want to speak on it too much because I don't know about their fucking record deals. They might be
yeah.
in a fucked up contract, but
But
I don't
just
know. It just seems like these artists are a little wiser and kind of more versed in the whole
yeah,
knowing.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing about the industry. It just seems like nah. I don't want to generalize anybody or anything, but I really want to like. I see a lot more of these kind of like flashier rappers
yeah,
be on some quick to grab a deal just because it's a deal shit. You know?
Yeah.
yeah,
But I didn't want to say that, but I feel like that is true for my
yeah.
experience.
No, it's it differentiates, but yeah, I get you though. I mean, it's just all in a way lead by example with like some of the
Yeah, that's what happened to
fucking
Designer.
biggest
Designer
guys.
signed a deal with the Kanye West label, Good
Oh
Music,
yeah,
and that fool's been screwed ever since. He's been talking about trying to like leave the label, but they don't want to use him.
I was literally with him the other day, and he was talking about that shit. So
Yeah,
it's
dude.
crazy. And then that was Panda was what 4 years ago now.
Yeah, he hasn't dropped anything since like after the XXL freestyle. After that, he dropped like one song after that, or like
Oh,
EP,
Timmy
something,
Turner.
Timmy
something
Turner.
like that.
Timmy Turner.
Yeah, he dropped like it was like EP though, right? With like, a couple songs with it too, and like, that
The
was it.
thing
I
is,
just never released anything else.
is I talk about this all the time. Is like, does your reach go further than just people following you? Because if somebody unfollows you and then they completely stop hearing about you or from you, then you're probably not doing enough individually.
Yeah,
yeah,
Because I noticed that a lot. Like y'all unfollow somebody and they're gone from my life. I don't ever see them or hear from them again. But if you're popping, I'm gonna see you in general. I'm gonna
yeah,
yeah,
see you
that's
on
true.
everybody else's shit. Designer was one of those artists like who was really supporting Designer. It was he went viral, so it
Yeah,
wasn't like he really worked to get that. He literally said, "Yo, I just did this joint. I downloaded the beat online, and it worked out."
yeah,
yeah.
That's the whole thing about the viral shit. Is like you go up quick and you come down fast.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
the
gotta
poor
have that.
guy. I remember he's like ranting on Twitter. Like he was like, "Man, I want to leave my label." Like he like said it on Twitter, And I
The
thought something was
crazy,
gonna happen. He never like nothing ever happened after that. And he's still with them.
the crazy shit is he's actually talented. He's actually like dope. He makes good music. Like I said, I recorded him a couple maybe like 2 weeks ago, a week
Yeah,
ago, and we did some fly shit. I was like, yo, this is the first shit I heard from Designer since that fucking Timmy Turner, and it's like some shit I recorded, and it sounded really fucking good. And then I went to listen to his album, and it was actually good,
yeah,
straight up. He's doing like a lot of shit. Like he's doing. I recorded a drill record that he did.
yeah,
I'm like, damn.
It's
So
unexpected.
yeah.
You just had
yeah,
a it's a bad foreground.
Yeah.
I don't
Unlucky.
remember what it. I don't remember he was saying, but like there's something like I don't know what's bad about his deal though. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just like the creative direction. I guess I'm pretty sure that's what's bad about his deal. I guess.
Creative rights too.
Yeah, that's why the creative direction of it is why.
Yeah, yeah.
They play own all of his shit, and then also
Yeah.
they're not really pushing his shit. Like I don't see any advertising. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like even if I saw a couple things, like if they just put a big billboard by Staples Center, put it
Yeah.
on the side of a couple buses, like people would probably be like, maybe I should buy designers out. It's fucked up that it's that way, but it is that way.
The thing is too, especially with good music, is that here's what I noticed too, because designer was just popping off after Panda, right? He just it seemed like he just started, because then after that it was like XXL freestyle, so he just it seemed like he just came out of nowhere, and he's still developing as an artist. But the thing about good music is that they've usually signed people who are already like developed.
Yeah.
So they had Big Sean, they had Travis Scott, yeah, and they were already like pretty much like developed. They already had like their
That's
I
true.
guess, like their kind of,
Designer was like the one person that they signed
Yeah.
because he went viral.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a rookie pretty much, eh? Everyone else
Yeah.
had like their little touch, their little
Like Travis Scott
their
doesn't
year.
need like a big ass billboard or something. Like
Yeah.
Travis
No,
Scott,
yeah,
people are gonna listen to it
He
regardless.
just
Yeah,
put post
exactly.
on his Instagram and boom.
Yeah.
because he had time to develop, but that designer just like I feel like he just started, and like that was it.
Yeah. I mean, he has a big following though. He has like
Yeah.
a million or two followers.
Yeah,
Like not a lot of people have like longevity in the game.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It sucks though.
look at Pump. When was the last time you heard about that guy?
Yeah, but he's he's good
Pump
though.
is
Like,
different, though.
no, but he's good though. He's got all that money. He's chilling. If he invested, plays it smart and shit, then he's just chilling for the rest of his life. Honestly.
And I don't think he's so worried about like touching people with a record or
Yeah.
even
no.
providing
Yeah.
a record because the record is gonna do what? It's just his shit is like energetic music.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't
Like,
think
he's
people are like, damn, I can't wait for Pump to drop a new record. But when he drops,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
6 times platinum or something like that. He can just like drop a couple more things in the future, and he's
Yeah.
like, he's
Yeah.
chilling.
The only thing he would have to attend to is depending on his label, if they ask for whatever projects,
Yeah.
or whatever
I heard a
shit.
lot
That's
of
it.
stuff over there is like messed up. Like that label, I forgot what the name of it was, but this one producer, what is that label?
I know what
called
you're talking about. Is it the one that? Hold on.
is it the Atlanta one? I know there's one with the
Delamo? No, not Delamo.
Oh,
It's like a
Something like
sub label under Atlantic.
Alamo?
Alamo.
Is it Alamo? Right?
No.
Nah, hold up. What was it? Oh, we and the Lights Global.
Oh, that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think they're under like Atlantic or something. I heard there's like a lot of like funny stuff going on in Atlantic. Like,
Mm.
with everybody's deals, like the VP, I think he got in trouble like a year ago. Like this artist was going off on him. It's just like a lot of weird shit going on.
That should be happening. Man. People get frustrated. I used to work for a label, really big, probably one of the biggest labels, and they hold a lot of their artists back. I don't want to say the name, but
Yeah, it's cool.
there was a lot of fucking artists, like their biggest artists coming out on fucking Twitter, like, yo, I'm trying to get out of this shit, because they weren't let. Well, what it is considering they're a big label, they got like 4 big artists on the roster, and it's also like in house, so they have to wait for one artist to drop. And then once that artist drops, then they have to give it like 3 months, 4 months for the next artist to drop. So they could have planned to drop it this year, but now they have to wait a year because they're on the end of the list.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, I almost do want to say it because it sounds lame for me to be saying it. I don't directly work for them, but I used to work. Well, so I used to work for Top Sun TDE.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he used to bring me artists and shit like that, and I mean that was a lot of shit going on with them. You know, like and I totally get it. Like they're literally just prioritizing shit, and like if somebody might be getting their record mixed, and then they're trying to drop as soon as it's mixed, but that's not how it works. You know, you got to wait for all these other artists, Kendrick and J Rock and whatever, to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, this is off topic as shit, but I seen the, I seen that you're a chef or whatever, or what's going on with that? I seen that shit on your stories. I was like, what the fuck you do? What the fuck? This guy do everything.
Well, because I've always been into food, man, and I literally just started. I started off. I was doing only engineering for a really long time, and I was broke, bro. I was broke as shit, miserable. So I was like, I need to get money, but I'm tired of working in warehouses. So I'm gonna like try to get like some type of job where I could at least enjoy the shit and I like food and shit. So I was like, let me start trying to get a job in the kitchen. I was like, I'm gonna get what I can. Somebody literally like the next week posted from one of my boys. It's funny too because he just hit me. He literally just hit me. The guy who got me my first kitchen gig like 10 minutes ago, and said, "Yo, I'm looking for a dishwasher or whatever." So I fucking said I'm down like immediately. Like as soon as he posted it, like 1 minute later, I hit him up, and he's like, "Oh, dope, well, shit, come through so and so day," and boom, he got me the job. And then from there, I just started cooking little by little. They put me in the kitchen and shit. It was like a really refined, really nice, like Italian American kind of like lunch spot. That my boss at the time, his family is this big Italian family. They own the San Antonio winery, and
shit.
Yeah.
and he like started a spot. It was doing good, but he was just he was going so hard. He was expecting more, even like so. Originally, I think he I don't know why he closed, but he closed essentially. And from there, where did I start working? I already had a little bit of kitchen experience, so I was able to get a job somewhere else. If I'm not mistaken, it was it at the food truck? I worked at a food truck.
Okay.
A soul food truck. With my buddy owned a soul food restaurant. It was a bomb ass soul food restaurant too. Granny's Kitchen in South Central. 54th and Central. And I fucking used to always go there. I used to go twice a week. Like, and I would bring my girl and everything. I would bring homies. So he always used to show me love. And when he told me he was opening a food truck, I was like, let me know. I'm with it. And he did. I waited a couple months, but he actually called me. And I started working on the food truck. And it was dope. Like, I was driving it. I was fucking helping do, like, make some food. A little bit, like, prepping. And then I was expediting and shit. Like, getting on the
Have you ever watched that movie Chef on Netflix?
Yeah, that was
So that's probably that's like every time I hear food trucks, I think of that movie.
John Favreau and the guy who directed that or who helped
Roy Choi.
Roy Choi had their own show. I love that show. It's one of my favorite cooking shows.
That show's tight. Yeah.
They actually have Jazz from Jit Lada, which is one of the dopest Thai restaurants in LA too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like from the food truck, I felt like I could do better. So I asked him if I could go apply somewhere else, and he was okay with it. And I got a job at a restaurant. I mean, at the restaurant inside of a hotel in Hollywood in front of the Comedy Store.
Oh,
the
nice.
Grass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that's one.
So it was like, there was a handful of chefs, and there was like 3 of us, 4 of us, something like that. And we used to really like split the shit up. And I learned a lot there. Right there, I felt like I challenged myself the most as a chef because I was like, we were doing family meals, but we were also doing pretty like, it was basic, but done right recipes.
Yeah.
Like we'd make all our sauces from scratch. We'd make everything. So there was a lot that I had to learn prep wise and practice wise. Thankfully, I already had like a high standard because my first job was just really like, they were like that. So
yeah,
when I started working there, I kind of picked up pretty good. And then most of the kitchen left or got fired or just kind of was like over it. And then I was one of the last ones left because management kind of changed and all that. So I finally quit. I finally quit, and then I waited around a bit, and then I worked at a fucking cafe in Glendale. It was that I got them some hip hop shit. My homie just put me on, which was cool. Like they made some good like acai bowls, burritos.
Yeah.
But it was all made well too. Everywhere I worked was doing bomb food, mind you. Never worked in shit. And then from there, they didn't really like need me, so I started working at the guy who worked there. Got me a job at the place I'm at now, which is a comedy club. That's Dina, the Ice House.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like messy and shit. They didn't really have it on lock. And when I came in, I was just like trying to be as level-headed as possible and have some sort of like leadership. That way we could all kind of like come together as a team. It wasn't really working out. And yeah, like the kitchen pretty much fell apart, and I was the last one left. So they gave me the head chef position, and now I'm developing a menu, and we're gonna do remodeling. Got bought out by Lakers co-owner Johnny Buss.
Oh shit! He's motherfucking shit.
Weird journey, man.
Yeah, he took a big ass fucking.
While I've been doing sessions and shit, like I'll go from like that happening, and then I'll go do a session. I'm just like fucking damn, that's unreal, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say you're doing all that shit while you got that going on. That's fucking
But
crazy.
yeah, I got a
Everything.
question though.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what are you gonna say, Jacob?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's fucking crazy. You're about to become a fucking big ass chef now. Everything took a big ass
Nah,
turn. That's fucking crazy.
nah.
Oh yeah,
It's fun.
yeah.
I
All
like
right.
it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, go.
No, I was
Yeah,
gonna
you
ask.
go. There you go. Win.
No, I was gonna ask. I've always wanted to know this. Like, do you get royalties on the records that you mix? And
I'm gonna
like,
be honest, man. Not a lot of people are right about it. Like, if you work for a label or you work for a serious studio that's like a LLC and like a legacy brand, then yes, but no, because all I've ever done was like through me, and it's like a lot of times there's record, bro. I have, if I count up, I might have 100 million streams under my name. Like,
damn.
yeah, probably, yeah,
Hmm.
or
Nice,
more,
nice.
or more.
Oh, so
So
like you don't register them or nothing?
that's the thing is, nah. I even have records I produced on that I don't have registered that have 500,000 views, whatever the fuck. I'm not seeing shit
Oh,
from that
oh, they
because
wasn't
I've
being
never,
right with it or something.
I've never done it right. Like if I had a manager or if I had somebody looking out for that, then it'd be cool. But I got too much going on, bro. I'm not. Like I have my BMI and all that, and it's just like how often does an artist hit you like, yo, let's split or whatever the fuck, like let's. How often
Yeah.
do you actually come to the table and do that? Like a
Yeah.
lot of times it's because there's people who are hired just to do that for you, you know.
So they'll
Yeah.
just drop it without even telling you, and
Or
it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I have a song that I did with the homies because I used to be well. At one point, I was doing a lot of Stink Teams music, if not all of it,
Yeah.
and I did that joint Mob Ties with Shoreline Mafia. I literally just did a reference on it, and then they bounced it. I mean, I bounced it, gave it to them, and they put it out the next day without it even being mixed, and it has like 5 million views. You know, I
Mm.
ain't
Yeah.
about that.
But by the
But,
time they told you, even if you did register it, it already got the views and shit. So
and they're not even the only reason they're making money off of it is because they uploaded it because their shit. I don't even think they're going through their fucking BMIs and like
oh
at
Yeah.
one point, like they were just uploading it, and if they were making money, it was because they were getting views, not because uh you know
Yeah.
like they were getting
mm,
paid from the actual service itself because of
Yeah.
the ad.
Yeah.
uh,
And coming from,
So
oh my bad. I was gonna say, and coming from it all, and coming from it all from the beginning. Oh,
go ahead.
that's
I
cool.
gotta hit my
I just
barber. I'm running late.
Oh, it's alright. Yeah. I was just say yeah, coming from it all though, just how they are in general. In Shoreline Mafia. Not like I don't exactly know how they are, but like they didn't expect all this shit to hit. They didn't expect all that shit. They were cool either way with or without it. So going to
Right.
all this label shit, it kind of just fucks with them a bit more.
I'll be honest. I've seen this a lot with people who started doing this young, like in high school. If you were doing videos and actually kind of had a grasp of the game at the time in high school and were making music, it was easy to get popular because you already had a crowd right there. You already got a couple thousand people that could fuck with you just because they see you all the time. You
Yeah.
know, so that's the thing with like a lot of artists like Shoreline. You know, they started early and they were doing the shit, and they had a lot of people tapped in because they were just like out partying in the skate scene and the graph scene. It was active and just out and just
Yeah.
doing LA shit. You know, so people
Yeah.
were seeing.
That's cool
Um,
as
Hey, I'm,
shit.
I'm gonna have to cut you off. I gotta go. I gotta
yes,
dip right
sir.
here.
Oh yeah, yeah, since you already gotta go anyways, we could just call it in general if you guys wanna.
That makes sense. I gotta go get my haircut.
Yeah, it's all
I gotta go
perfectly
ball up.
timed.
Yeah, I'll get
uh
man. We'll get another one in soon and shit.
oh yeah,
Fucking
for
let's
sure,
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
down. That's tight.
What's it called? Yeah, we before we do that, we do this thing called a recommendation of the week. We'll get that in
Alright.
real quick. You got anything to recommend or anything? Just anything
Uh,
complete, like in
so
random.
I'm gonna give you like 2, 3 things.
All right.
There's a movie on Netflix called Ya No Estoy Aquí. That was a really good movie. I recommend
Hmm.
that.
Okay.
Uh, uh, what else? I want to recommend a food spot. I'm pescatarian, so it had to be like fish. You know? Damn, I really love Poke Etc. in Artesia and Carson. That's Poke.
mm.
Facts. And
Mm.
then go listen to some good music. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
shut up, shut up.
I'm trying to find a good album to recommend or something. Yeah, I don't know. Do some history. Do some research. Read a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't
If
be a
you're doing
bitch.
something, if you're an engineer, you're a producer, you're a rapper, do your research. That's what I recommend.
Don't be a bitch.
Know about your history. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Wayne, you got anything to recommend?
I got some. Watch Assassination Classroom.
Alright, fuck
Got the
off.
L.
Alright, anime.
L.
Alright, fuck off. Daniel, no.
Yeah.
Is that it, Wayne? Oh, okay.
Actually, no. Wait.
Man, hurry the fuck up. We're on
I
a
gotta go
fucking, we're on
follow
a
Wayne.
fucking, we're on a
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
schedule.
All
Hey,
right.
have homie go so he could go, and then we could just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm done. I'm done.
Boom.
Alright,
All right.
alright, Daniel.
Let's see. Watch that movie on Netflix called Chef with Jon Favreau.
Oh yeah.
Second of all, listen to the new Logic album. I don't like Logic. I don't really care, especially recently, but the last album that he just dropped yesterday was pretty solid. He had the executive producer No ID changed the whole like sound for sure and made it good.
One of the best.
Fuck yeah,
Sir.
fuck yeah. I'm about to listen to
Kanye,
that.
Jay-Z.
Right there, Fina.
Okay.
Go,
What I, well, I'd have to recommend. Yeah, I was gonna say read a book. And for people who are like going to school soon and shit, just kind of get yourself back into that mindset in a way. Even though it's
Yeah.
all like fucked up right now, and with everything in general getting fucked up, just try and stay level headed as possible. And yeah.
Exactly. Tap in.
All right. Daniel, you want to end us up?
Yeah, and as always, it's been the DownBlock podcast. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Thanks for Seth and Wayne for pulling up. And yeah, that's it.
It's
Peace,
been a
guys.
pleasure, man. All right, peace.